Hey folks, just wanted to come by and show you how I deep clean my brushes. First I have, of course, dirty brushes here with makeup, bacteria in them, all kind of icky stuff. Then I have my dish detergent. You can pick whichever one you want. Some people like baby lotion, baby soap. I have my bowl. Then of course I have my paper towel, the good kind, sturdy kind. And water, the source of life. And of course, my hands. Couldn't live without them. So, to begin, I take my bowl and I fill the bottom of it up with dish detergent, maybe about ½ an inch worth, and I spill a little on the cabinet, of course. Wouldn't be right if you didn't spill a little. So then I start placing my brushes inside face down. Now the purpose of me doing this is so they can kind of just soak a little bit with inside of the soap. And then just to start the breaking down of the different makeup, cosmetics, and bacteria that exist inside of each of my brushes. So this is just kind of like a pre-soaking, kind of like a degreasing, because the dish detergent that I use is also, it has a degreaser on the inside. And a lot of makeup is made with grease of some sort inside, or some kind of heavy petroleum-based product. So that's why I do this in particular. So then I fill it up with a little bit of water also, not too much because I don't want water to get inside of the brushes. So I clean my brushes a couple different ways. Sometimes I'll set a small bowl down in the sink and just swish a brush around in that small bowl. Sometimes, and oftentimes, it doesn't get it clean. So what I'll do is I'll put a little dish detergent directly in the little small bowl, and then I'll begin to swish that same brush around, and that does get it a little bit cleaner, but you know, the bowl is smooth, so it's not enough agitation in my opinion. So I'll sometimes put a paper towel inside of that bowl and just agitate the brush that way with the dish soap and the water inside. Sort of like a scrubbing. They have little products that you could use instead of this, but to me this is cheaper and it's effective. So I rinse it out and I put it back on the paper towel, and that's just makeup on the paper towel. But my most used way is just swishing it around in my hand. Like your skin and the ridges in your hand have enough, in my opinion, ability to agitate the dirt out of your brushes. So that's primarily the way I do it. And then I'll rinse it up under the water stream. And here I am doing it again on a smaller, more dirtier brush. So basically, like I said, I just scrub it around in my hand, rinse it out. And if I need a little extra more soap, of course, I'll just go ahead and pour a little bit more into my hand, and then just agitate the brush inside of the soap directly. So the whole point is, again, to get out all of that bacteria, to get out all of those cosmetic products, to leave a fresh scent on your brushes. But rinse them thoroughly, because you don't want the dish detergent to remain in your brushes and possibly irritate anyone's skin who you're working on. So another thing that I do is when I have smaller brushes, like my lip brush, maybe my eyeshadow brush, maybe small concealer brushes. Like, I have a lot of brushes, in my opinion. Not the most, but not. So I'll take them all together and wash them all together, as you see me doing here, in my hand. And normally the brushes that have the most product are going to be like the lip brush and then the small concealer brushes. So initially I'll just use those brushes and agitate them in my hand simultaneously. This is just to cut back on time spent cleaning brushes, because I don't know about you, but I could find a whole lot of other things to do other than cleaning my brushes. I could be, you know, putting makeup on someone's face, putting makeup on my face, making a YouTube video for you guys, whatever. So, you know, once I've done that, sometimes I have those brushes that are really packed with makeup. Like this is not a kabuki, but almost kind of like a mini kabuki brush. And as you can see, a lot of makeup is coming out of that. So I go back in and I clean that. I may have to clean that 2 or 3 times just to make sure, because it's a dense brush. So for your dense brushes, you may have to clean those 2 or 3 times just to make sure you get out all the cosmetic products that may be hidden in that brush from using it on your clients or on yourself. So eventually I'm done. I pour out all that icky stuff in that bowl. That's makeup, that's bacteria, all that good stuff. And I rinse it out thoroughly with hot water. And then what I do is I go ahead and I re-clean that bowl out. I scrub it really, really good, you know, just to make sure that I'm getting out all the bacteria, getting out all the cosmetics. Sanitation is very important for a makeup artist. So I make sure I go ahead and I clean out that bowl. I scrub the inside, I scrub the outside. I get it really soapy, really wet. And then I go ahead and rinse it out again with really, really hot water to go ahead and prepare it for the next step. I hit it against the side just to get all that extra water out. Sorry, splashed you guys. But anyway, so then I put it on the cabinet. I put other stuff aside. I take my paper towel. And again, very absorbent paper towel. A good paper towel. Not the dollar paper towel. But, you know, the $2.50 per roll paper towel. And the purpose of that is to, 1, absorb all the excess moisture out of my brushes. And notice I'm putting them upside down so any water can drain out of the brushes instead of remaining in the brushes, because if the water remains in the brushes, you will harm your brushes and you'll be buying new brushes sooner than you want to. So there you have it. That's how I deep clean my brushes. Simple, easy. I hope this helped you guys. And until next time, hugs from afar. Bye.